Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. Have you seen this cup? I had Mom hold it when she was doing it. It's been in the back of my cabinet. It's so cute. It's actually, the little snout is raised, and on the back it says, "Wake up and smell the coffee." You think he's super cute. So I've had this cup at the front of the cabinet this week. Thanks for stopping by today. Hopefully impart some wisdom, get you on your way, just a little stop by and go have a great day. Today I wanted to share with you 5 questions that I thought would be great, but probably not until a 5th date. Some of these came up with somebody thinking they were things that they wanted to know very early on, like first date questions, and I said, no, that's more of a 4th or 5th date type of a question, and I came up with a few more to make a little list for us. And that's what I'm sharing with you today. Some things that will help you learn more about this person as you're in that getting to know you stage of dating, and probably shouldn't be asked earlier than date 4 or 5. That's interesting. Stick around. That's what's on the agenda. Real quick one. Number 1. If you disagree with your partner about something that you think is really important, how do you try to convince them of your point of view? Now, the best answer I would think is that I don't try to convince them. I just share my perspective or my opinion on it, ask them to do the same, and then we discuss it until we figure out what's best or what works for both of us, or somebody agrees that one way is the right way or the better way to approach something. But I guess some people are trying to convince the other person. Maybe it's a vacation or a place to go, something as simple as that, and they have some good reasons they want you to try a new place. I don't know what these could be, but I thought how somebody negotiates would be a really cool thing to know. If they can't even answer the question, that would be telling unto itself, because maybe they haven't thought about that and can't even figure out how they would want to answer it because they're not even looking internally to be able to think like that or figure out the answer. In any event, either way, it'd be a great question a little later on in the dating process. Number 2, what do you do typically when you feel disconnected from your partner? These are good ones, right? Because they're not things that we usually ask people. They're things that we hope to remember to ask ourselves. I'm not going to guess what the answer might be, but what came to my mind is that probably physical intimacy is something that helps you reconnect. Or if this is a partnership that's been going on for a while, you've been seeing each other for a couple months, talking about what you did on your first date, remembering what that person was wearing on the first date is a way to reminisce about the beginning. That's a tool that's very helpful in a marriage, to think back, why did I choose this person? What did I love about them? Think about some of the great memories from early in the relationship. But I would think that even if you're feeling a little disconnected, having a conversation about why you haven't been able to spend enough time together lately, but also reminiscing about your first date, could immediately bring somebody back to the present with those fond feelings intact. Number 3, do you think you are open to different ways of looking at things, even if they conflict with your current opinion on a situation? I'll just take this to politics because that's just what popped into my mind. And many people are not able to bend at all in that area. So you can maybe think about that or use this question when it comes to politics. But are you open-minded? Is this person, how would they answer this question to let you know whether they can see another person's point of view, or whether they can put themselves in somebody else's shoes? So interesting to know if they've ever thought about this, and it would be great to hear when they do ponder the question, what type of an answer they'd come up with. Number 4, this would be really helpful in a relationship if you get a good answer to this one, and it is, do you think you're good at communicating your needs to a partner? I think that women are probably better at this in generalities, just because most of us have been raised to be more vocal and talk more about our feelings. If a man has, he's lucky, because that wasn't the way men were raised in previous generations. So if it's an older gentleman, he may not be quite as in touch with how to communicate that, and it would make for a great conversation to help him understand how he could and how that would be effective with you. But if I'm talking to you, my male friends, and you're asking a woman, I think she will probably be able to answer that question for you. And more likely than not, it's probably going to be pretty straightforward. I ask for my needs by saying, I really need for you right now to be a good listener. I don't want advice. I just want you to hear me out, or I just want to be able to vent to you, or I'm having this issue and I do want some advice. So can you, be here for me right now, as opposed to thinking about whatever's in front of you, work related, things like that. So knowing that ahead of time, how somebody would be able to communicate things that they need, more alone time. How would you ask me if you needed more alone time? Would you just start staying longer and just say, I'm working late, even though you are just going out to hit a couple of rounds of golf balls? Or would you make a conversation about it, sit down and here's what I need, you tell me what you need? Or is it going to be a simple conversation of just on the way out, hey, I need a little alone time tonight, so I'm going to go hit some balls after work, if that's okay with you? Or not even asking. See what I'm saying? There's lots of different ways people with different personalities can approach these things. And then finally, number 5 would be, how do you express love? What are the things that you do that make you feel you're giving of yourself and trying to make somebody else feel special and adored? And then I guess the second follow-up question to that would be, is that your love language? And if you don't know about love languages, I do have some episodes. I think there's 5 of them. There's maybe 6. And they're also a really great thing to talk about and figure out what your love languages are. Whatever makes you feel loved is what you typically would want to give to another person to make them feel loved. However, they may receive love completely differently. So, for example, my love language, let's say, is touch. But let's say that my partner's love language is quality time. He may think that he's giving me all this great love and attention by giving me all of his time, where I really need some space. But when we're together, I want him to hold my hand, kiss me, dance with me in the kitchen, and have physical contact. But all that quality time is not really making me feel loved. It's nice, but I still need that physical touch. So checking in and seeing how people express love, receive love, and what their love language is another great question for a little later date, 4 or 5. I hope you found those interesting. If you did, give the episode a thumbs up, because Mom said so right over there. And if you're enjoying the channel, I hope you'll subscribe and hit that ring bell. That way you're notified every time I upload a new episode. I'll look forward to seeing you back again sometime soon. And until next time, thanks and have a good one.